DraftKings GPP strategy for UFC Vancouver. Our main event is Rainier DeRitter and Brendan Allen. If you are looking to take down one of the big money tournaments on DraftKings, you are in the right place. Going to go through strategy, who I'm going to be overweight, underweight on, talk about the fights to target, all that good stuff. Before we get into it, do me a favor, smash the like button, share with your friends. Appreciate all of you who do. Had a pretty good week last week, but not great because our big miss of the week really was Con Awfully. You had to have him to be on the optimal. We were underweight. It was a mistake. I've still had a really great run on this show. So let's try and get back on the optimal this week. I used DFS Army, but what we're going to talk about, the concepts apply no matter which site you are using. But if you want to join DFS Army, get access to this tool, which I think is the best, easiest, and most affordable on the market. Link in the description. Use my code. Get yourself a discount. And for those of you in the Discord, you know there's all kinds of benefits. We talk about the late notice changes that happens, additional strategy, take all your questions. Appreciate everyone who's in the Discord already. All right, salary cap. First thing we're going to do, 49,400 to 50,000 is my standard setting. We are building 150 lineups. Your randomization, anywhere random between 1 and 9%, it does not matter. Pick your favorite number. You just don't want to be dead on all the exact projections. I'm going to go with, give it even 5 this week. I'd go to tournament mode, and you can choose between 1 or 2 uniques. I prefer 1 because I rely more on my exposures than anything else. But if you want to be a little bit looser with that and go to 2 uniques, that's fine as well. But I preach this every week, and I'm sorry if you've heard me say it week after week, but it is the most important thing for new people and for you to remember that all you're doing, yes, you want to know fight winners, fights to target, but the most important thing is you have your percentage ownership, and you're just deciding fighter by fighter, do I want to be underweight, overweight, or field weight? It is that simple. I think it's the same approach really for, zoom in a little bit here. It's the same approach for any DFS sport, NBA, NFL. It's a little bit harder with MLB in the stacking, but it's the same concepts. All right, first fight. I'm just going to go fight by what's listed here. Ayman Zahabi, Marlon Vera. Look, I want no part of Ayman Zahabi, 8,500. I just don't think he has good upside. I am way underweight to this fight overall. There's many others I want to be over to. I want to be no more than half field on both these guys. This is a fight that I'm pretty much throwing right in the dumpster. If it burns me, it burns me. I want to be underweight to Zahabi and Vera. Barlow and Desjardins Santos. Danny Barlow, 31% is fucking wild to me. This is where I'm going to get, same thing. We're starting off with guys I'm just going to be under on. I do not have any interest in Danny Barlow. He's all striking. He needs a quick finish. It is minus 180 to end this at the distance, but this is the fight where I'm going to take a stand and go, I don't think it's going to end up on the optimal. If Barlow goes out and smokes him, I could be in a little bit of trouble, but you'll see the spots I prefer. Instead, half field max for Danny Barlow. For me, I do want a little bit, so I'm going to be really kind of specific. I want this 10 to 15% range on Danny Barlow. The tool seems to like him, going to be at the top of the projection, so I bet it's going to give me this 15%. In terms of Desjardins Santos, like I'm skeptical on Danny Barlow. I'm good taking field weight, maybe a touch over. Let's see what the tool gives me. I do want to be field weight. Flyweights are trickier. Hyung-Sung Park, 30%. That's higher than I thought. I really do like Park, but I don't love him. I'm just going to try and be in this range. I don't want to get nuts here. I'm fine being about in the range on Hyung-Sung Park. Bruno Silva. I really don't like Bruno in this spot. Probably cap him just around field weight. A little bit under. Oops. Be a little bit under field weight. Luciano, same thing. I want to be under here. I do think Ravena Oliveira is live for cash. Because I think this is a low-level fight. Anything can happen here. I'm good. I want to be at least field weight on Ravena to a little bit over. Mike Malott. So the mid-range fights I really like. I want to be over pretty much everywhere. So Malott, Holland. I'm just going to take 35 to 45% of both guys. Get me over on both guys. I just like the fight overall. If it stinks, it stinks. I'll have another third of lineups live anyway. Yeah, I'm going to live right in that range. Tinier Lisboa. She's already 10%. She's really low. I'll just be anywhere under field weight, and her is fine. I'll be a little bit under. Melissa Croden, this is going to be really chalk. 32% is high. I know it's a pick 'em. I do think she wins. There's plenty of potential for her not to be on the optimal here. I'm actually going to limit her anywhere between 20 and like 35%. I'll let the tool do its thing here, but I don't want to go over. I think she's going to be too chalky for the upside she presents. Manon Ferriot and Jasmine Jasdavicius. Really interesting here, and then I'm picking Fiorot to win, but I think if she wins, I don't think she's going to score particularly well. I think the upside in the fight is on Jasdavicius. I want to make sure I'm over on Jasdavicius. Manon, I'm good being under field and under 10 to 20 is perfectly fine. It's for whatever reason, all the dogs that or all the favorites I want to slam in appear to be at the bottom half of our build here, which is fine. Charles Jourdain, David Grant. I want to be. See, I feel like if Jourdain does win, it's going to be optimal. 20 isn't huge. I'm good with just trying to be real specific and get right around field weight. I like David Grant. I'm picking him for an upset. I want to be over field weight on Davey. For Vola, Kyle Nelson's the other mid-range fight. I want to make sure I'm over on both. It's a little bit chalkier, but it's okay. This is chalk I'm going to eat. I want to be super over on Frivola. Damn near all on in this fight. Like, I just want a ton of both guys. Actually, this could be one where you have to take a stand here. I want it to be over on both guys, but 30% Kyle Nelson's a bit much. I'm good with jamming in Frivola. Kyle Nelson, I'm just anywhere around field, I think I'm fine with. I just don't want to get burned by him. More important to me is getting over on Frivola. Dober and Prepelec. Dober 37%. That's a bit much. I'm gonna leave it a wide. I'm gonna give my tool here a wide berth because he's the most expensive fighter on the card. I want to get over on him, but I don't want it to hurt so many other lineups. So anywhere in this range, I'm fine with. Prepelec at 6%. Dober has been chinny before, but I really don't think he wins here. I want just a little bit of Prepelec, just in case. Just that little tiny bit. Still be under the field, though. Bakoyev, one of my favorite fighters on the card. I want to be over on him in this 9K range. Now we get to the 9K fighters I want to be over on. Any five. Yeah, I'm going to go way over on Bakoyev because he's supposed to be 33% owned. Yusri Balgawi, I'm going to run him back about field weight only because I'm so far over on Bakoyev. Gibson is a guy I talked about. I also want to be over. By the way, if you want the fight breakdowns, go ahead and check that out already on my channel. I'm not going to go through them again. I did want to be over on Gibson. I said under on Arichi Long. And Rainier de Ritter, 57%, man. That's a big-ass number. Main events got me hesitating just a little bit because that is a very, very large number, 57% owned for Rainier de Ritter. 22% owned, 27% owned for Brendan Allen. I'm wondering if I just let the tool run the first time and see where we end up. It's going to give me a lot of Rainier de Ritter. The tool really likes him. It's the best point per dollar play on the board as well. I do agree. I like Rainier de Ritter. I want to take a real quick look at what else is in this price range. Make sure I'm not going too crazy. It's got a bunch of guys I'm under on. Yeah, I don't really need to. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room on Hyun-Sung Park. Yeah, I guess I'm okay eating de Ritter and Allen chalk. It's so highly owned. I guess it is hard to imagine a scenario where the winner of this fight doesn't end up on the optimal. I'm going to end up in the 60 to 70% range for Rainier de Ritter. Brendan Allen, I'm okay. I'm going to see what it gives me in the first run here. So if you're not familiar, after our first little bit of first percentages, we run, and then we just start adjusting and make sure we are totally in range. So it looks like I did full fade one fighter. So we need to figure out who that is. See right here, I have 25 fighters used. Brendan Allen, 18%, a little bit under field. I'm picking against him. I think that's fine. I do want to figure out where I ended up at 0% before I go too far into my other percentages. I can get a hint here. Is it? No, I forced in a little bit of Prepelec. Is it Zahabi? I'd be perfectly happy with no Zahabi, and if I get burned, I get burned. That appears to be correct. I appear to not have any Ayman Zahabi. Cool. I'm totally fine with that. It was a full fade. Anything else? Everything else. Let's hopefully we ended up in range everywhere. Rainier DeRitter a little bit over. I'm okay with that. Bakoyev's in range. For Vola, I want more for Vola. I want to get at least 10% over the field, but let's see what else we're doing. Dober's in range. Holland's in range. Malat's in range. Gibson is fine. Jazz DeVicious is fine. Actually, Gibson's a little low too. Shoving in so much Rainier DeRitter. Davy Grant's in range. Hyun-Sung Park is in range. I might want to lower Hyun-Sung Park a little bit. Get those other fighters in. Let's see what else we're working with here. Brendan Allen, I said, was fine. Ovechie Long. Not enough Croden either. It's that mid-range. Way low on Barlow. Everything else is kind of taken what I forced in for minimums. It's relatively fine. I think the biggest thing I'm off here is I want a little more for Vola, so I'm going to bump his projection up a couple points. And now we got to our 45%. So now we're in line on DeRitter, Bakoyev, Frivola. Dober's good. Holland's good. Gibson, 3% under. That's not going to make me reset everything. Malat's good. Jazz DeVicious is good. David Grant is good. Park meets it. Nelson's in range. Fioro is in range. Croden, 3% under. I'm okay with that. Allen right at the 17% range again. Jordan's in range. Richie Long is in range. Jordan Santos is in range. I'd like him a little higher, but it's fine. Oliveira's in range. Barlow's in range. Belgallery's in range. Vera's in range. Silva's in range. Luciano and Prepelec in range. And now I'm full fading 2 fighters. Now I need to double check them. Clearly full fading Zahabi. But who else did I end up with 0 of? I don't think I said Tainara Lisboa. And I'm okay with that. I don't think I said her name. Let's just make sure. Be one of my 2 fades in the card. And again, if it bites me, we are gambling to some extent. It's a skill game, but you got to take some risk. And that is what we're going to do. We got full fades. So let's do the quick kind of put a bow on things. I am full fading. I am in Zahabi and Tainara Lisboa. I am overweight significantly on Rainier DeRitter, Azamat Bakoyev, and Matt Frivola. I think those, and Jasmine Jazz DeVicious. That's what you guys got. That is a GPP builder for this week. Do me a favor, smash that like button. If you're not in DFS Army, make sure you get in. Show will be going up next week. We'll have this again. I will not have the cash game builder show next week, probably. I might do a short in the Discord for the DFS Army members. So if you like that, got to be in the Discord. Pay-per-view next week, but we got to build the bankroll for it. So good luck, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.